Hello, everybody, and welcome back. This is the last episode of Season 2, Episode 12, An Inescapable Grave. Last edited on August 9th, 2025, so I don't think that's very accurate, but I don't know. Let's go. Jake and Miranda are at Dylan's apartment, lockpicking the door. Are we positive he's here? Yeah, I'm sure. Eventually the pick breaks. Can we just break the door down? I'm not trying to make a scene. But she breaks it down anyway, and walks into the doorway and enters the living room of the apartment. They rummage through the house until they get into his room where the portal machine is lying there. Oh no. What is that? Jake looks at Miranda. I have no idea. Miranda says, puzzled. It cuts to Dylan sitting behind a dead bush, wiring a panel in his mask. He closes the panel and puts on the mask. It goes to a first-person view inside in his mask. Ash, a personal assistant, pops into the mask. By the way, this is literally never used after this episode, by the way. Yes, Dylan? Is there a way you can see if my friends are looking for me? Yes, let me check. A hidden camera inside a bookshelf inside his room awakens and looks to the left and right and left, seeing Jake and Miranda standing over the portal machine. Alright. Hopefully I don't know what that is. It cuts to the warehouse with Atlas, Jake, and Miranda standing around the portal machine. Do you know what it does? Do you know what it is, Atlas? Zara made it. It's a portal. He's in the death realm. Thanks, Zara. Now Dylan's gonna die and his head's gonna be mounted up onto a wall. The room falls silent as Jake is stared at. He's not gonna die because we're gonna make a portal too. Dylan is walking through the rough wasteland with the skeleton castle still being transported into the portal to New York. Oh, why did the portal have to take me 10 miles away from the castle? He hears a crow and looks up, seeing crows carrying something. Black Death must be home. Back at the warehouse, how are we going to make a portal to the death realm? Geez, Atlas, I don't know. How did Zara make the last one? Why did she even get captured? He wanted to lure Dylan in, and it worked. It cuts to Zara in a poorly lit room. Her hands are chained above her head and her feet are cuffed together, and it looks like her clothing has seen better days. A knocking sound vibrates. Hey, Zara. Beatty walks in the room. What do you want? I just wanted to tell you, this will be over soon. My castle is almost fully transported to the city. You know what'll stop you. Haven't seemed to stop me yet. Just you wait. Beatty turns around and walks away. Zara sighs and goes limp. Dylan, I know you're on your way. Dylan is still walking, but now he's only a mile or so away from the castle. Dylan? Yes, Ash? Why don't you just fly to the castle? I'm trying to stay low. Who knows what kind of cameras Beatty has or something. Well, good news. You are very close to the castle. Do you think you can find where Zara is? I will try. A mechanical sound comes from the mask. A life form has been detected. Show me. Dylan starts to run up to the room Zara's in and starts to kick on the bones. Eventually, a small hole breaks open from the kicking. Soon, a huge hole forms and Dylan crawls through. Zara, you're here. Yeah, and I'm here to save you. He walks up to her and starts to break the cuffs on her feet. Where's everyone else? About that, I kinda came alone. Zara sighs. You know how bad of an idea that is? Yeah, I know, but I needed to save you. Alright, let's just get out of here. They both crawl out of the hole and track their steps back to the portal. Zara walks in first, but as Dylan is about to walk in, Beatty flies in and grabs Dylan by the chest of his suit. Hey, Dylan, what you doing here? Let me go! Sure. Beatty throws Dylan into the air. Mid-air, Dylan tries to recoup himself as Beatty still flies toward him. Eventually, Dylan starts to control himself and starts to fly. He switches direction and flies head-on to BD. Dylan screams as he gets closer. Beatty gets a hold of Dylan's neck and starts punching it. Dylan grabs his hand and headbutts him. As Beatty is stunned, he gets free of his grasp and makes ice daggers and throws them at Beatty, breaking them on his head. Oh, I should know that doesn't work. Dylan taps into his comms. Oh, look who's finally here. Yeah, alright. Me and Black Death are in the air right now, fighting. I need you to come to my apartment and go into the portal and help me. Alright, don't do anything like this again, idiot. Wasn't the portal in the warehouse? Maybe he doesn't know they took it, actually. Yeah, that makes sense. Dylan taps out of his comms and focuses back on BD. BD spawns in a whip formed of bones and snaps it at Dylan. He grabs it and launches it to BD and kicks him in the head. and makes a fire, and sparks his cloak on fire, revealing his full bony structure. Beatty's head fully turns around, and a black mist comes out of his mouth. Dylan tries to swat it away, but falls off of Beatty while doing so. He crashes onto the ground. Ugh, dang. Beatty lands on top of him with his foot on his head. He kicks his head into the ground over and over and over again, making Dylan doozy. Fighting me by yourself, and I was here thinking you were powerful? It cuts to a close shot of Dylan's bloody face seen through the torn mask. He's heavily breathing. Come on, say something. You're always pretty witty. Struggling Dylan holds his arm out. What are you doing? His hand opens. You want me to shake it or something? He bends down and shakes his hand, but then something hits Beatty, slightly cracking his bones. It pans over with the dire sun shining on Dylan as he stands up with the Wanderer blades. As this is happening, the tears in his mask start to repair. Why be witty when I can just kick your ass instead? It cuts to the warehouse with the portal machine just sitting there dormant. So you're telling me you went in and just closed behind you when Dylan didn't walk through? Zara stays silent for a moment. Yes. Alice stands there disappointed. You have to make a new one. I will. It just may take a little bit. We don't have a little bit. Dylan could be dying in there, or he could already be dead. I know what to do, Jake speaks. The portal that's making his castle come here, we came out of it before. Why not just go in it? I like it. Let's do it. All of us? Yeah. Zara rolls her eyes. It cuts to the four looking up at the portal, moving the castle to Earth. Well, who's first? Atlas speeds in the portal and the others follow. Inside, they are flying through a green, crazy-looking tunnel. It cuts to a wide scene of the portal above the castle. One by one, they all plop out onto the roof. They get up and Atlas talks. So where do we think he is? Beatty goes flying to the side of them, and Dylan follows walking. Oh, hey guys. Want to help? It cuts to Dylan spinning the blades, walking towards Beatty on the ground. My whole team is here now, Black Death, and there's nowhere to go. Nowhere? He floats into the sky and disappears. Excuse me? Guys, I think we're stuck. They turn around and see that the huge green portal is closed and the castle is now fully transported. Damn, he outsmarted us. We're gonna die here, aren't we? It cuts back to New York and Beatty reappears inside of his fully formed castle. Some police helicopters are flying towards it. Please surrender and exit the building. Loudspeakers blare. Beatty steps out. He looks at one of the choppers and slowly clenched his fists, crushing the chopper and the people inside of it. He goes to the other one and sticks his pointer finger up and spins it, making the chopper spin out of control, crashing it into a building. Beatty smiles and it cuts back to the team in the death realm. They all are sitting down together. Does anyone have some sort of plan to get out of here? I do, Dylan's assistant Ash says. Who was that? I've been coding an assistant into my mask. Oh well, let's hear its idea. If Atlas runs through two of Zara's portal, it would create the same effect as two different speedsters running in circles like you and the copy did. How does it... I'm not even going to ask. Let's give it a shot. Zara makes the portals and Alice stands in the middle of them. We ready? Yeah, let's do this. Alice gets ready and starts to run through them, getting faster and faster. The camera looks up, seeing something is being formed. Eventually it gets finished, and Alice stops running, slightly out of breath. Well, there is a way out. Sure it'll take us out? We'll see. They jump into the newly formed rift, and they are in a dark room. Where are we? I see a doorknob. Alice twists the knob, and there's a random man standing there and starts to scream, making the team start screaming. It cuts to the four standing over his passed-out body. Dylan shakes the man's head. His eyes start to flicker open. Hey, we're not here to hurt you. We're good guys. Why are you in my closet? Dylan helps him up. That is a great question, but I think we're actually going to go. They start to walk out the front door. Excuse me, you can't just leave. The last team member closes the door behind them. Nobody's going to believe me. It cuts outside where they try to figure out where they are. We are in Wyoming. At least we're on Earth. I'll make a portal back to New York. Zara starts to make it, and Dylan walks to the side with Atlas. You hanging in there, dude? I'm trying. How's the sickness? Still haven't found a cure. You'll be alright. Trust me. Damn it. Zara exclaims in the background. Dylan chuckles. How are you and her? To be honest, terrible. She's got a lot going on. Having mystical powers is a tough job. You got meteoral powers. I don't think that's a word. Still, crazy to think we have powers. You had powers way before me. Doesn't matter. You got more popular and powerful than me. Damn right I did. They share one more laugh before Zara finally makes the portal. Alright, let's go. It cuts to a shot of the portal inside the warehouse. As they all walk out, Jake goes to the comms table and the other four get ready to go. Wait, Jake. New mask? I got you. Didn't it heal though, I thought? Whatever. Jake throws a mask at Dylan. He catches it, takes his ripped mask off and throws it away and puts on the new one. Alright, let's go kill Death. They walk out of the warehouse and go to the castle. They land on the front steps and see the choppers that he broke earlier. They reach the door and Dylan punches it, stepping in. You guys break the castle, I'll try to find him. And when you do, there'll be no more Black Death. Atlas speeds around breaking bones as Zara and Miranda attack them with their weapons and powers. Oh, Black Death! He breaks a wall, walking through it. Come on, don't be scared. The castle crumbles a bit. Hiding from me, what a coward. The castle crumbles a little more again. Dylan hears footsteps behind him. He turns around in his seat, and there he is. Hello, Dylan. Black Death. So this is it. One of us will win, and one of us will lose. There's always time to surrender. I have a mission that I have to complete. He needs me to complete it. Still have no idea what you're talking about, but you can go back and tell him it was too hard to complete. BD sighs. BD claps and bones start flying at Dylan. He gets impacted by them. Dylan gathers himself and pulls out the Wanderer blades. As the castle crumbles, Dylan throws the blades at BD. After they rebound off of him, he retrieves the blades and throws them, making a circle around Dylan, chipping the walls in BD's body. BD stands up straight and walks to Dylan. He tries punching him, but Dylan blocks it and tries to headbutt BD, but BD headbutts stronger. Dylan then grabs him, holds him in one hand, and then chucks him through one of the walls. The castle starts to break more. Dylan jumps through the hole in the wall, and BD is trying to get back up. His chest is starting to look cracked, and he seems tired. Dylan stands over him. It's over for you. You know, me dying is fine. This is a domino chain. I'm only the first piece. You're absolutely crazy. Dylan stomps on BD's head until his skull completely shatters. Atlas speeds over, and the others come over. Is he dead? Never thought I'd say this, but Death has finally died. Well, now what? As the team is talking, the body of BD starts to make a strange sound and his stomach starts to bulge. Jake is the first to notice. Guys? Jake points and they all look back. And a weird-looking orange and white mechanical claw-looking thing rips out of the stomach. And another comes out. Another. And a fourth and final. They start to bend and shake, and the bones break as something flies out of his chest. As some dust settles, an orange and white robot is standing there, with sharp-edged pointed claws on his back, with a very humanoid figure. With a speaker on its mouth covered in the same colored paint, it looks up and talks in a slightly robotic voice that sounds awfully human. The domino chain has begun. It cuts to black, and the credits roll.